Well, welcome. We're here at the Intermezzo Coffee House on a beautiful March day. We're here for the reception for Trenton Lutes, a recent show of abstract works and recent photographies, a side of Trenton that we haven't seen very much, the paintings. And without further ado, we're going to hand it off to Trenton. I'll tell you a little bit about himself and talk about the works.
Yeah, this is my work here. I've been working mostly in photography for the past 5-6 years, and decided to get back into the painting aspect. Hadn't been doing that for a while. Thought it'd be kind of something nice. Use the Intermezzo as a way to, explore that and promote those and get that out there. I actually graduated from Hartwick College in Oneonta, New York, and then I've lived several different places over the past several years. Atlanta, Georgia, North Carolina, a little bit in Hawaii. Came back here, been back for about 4 years, live down in Westfield, New York now. I've shown down at the Patterson in Westfield. I've shown out in Conneaut, Ohio, Chardon, Ohio, a couple galleries out that direction. My work is represented down at the Art Loft in Mayville, New York. You can see that during the Chautauqua Institute season. Usually they're closed through the winter, but you can also see it at the Art Trail, which is coming up here in May, Memorial Day weekend, where we have the open studios of all the artists in the area, about 25 artists. I'm one of the ones participating. Be able to stop by, see me working, see what I've got going on. I'll probably be doing some more paintings, might have some more photos available. Working on a new project. Well, it's an old project that I'm going to revive. I call them paint skins. They're actually just the acrylic paint minus the canvas, minus anything. It's basically just dried acrylic paint that I can hang in a space, and almost sculptural in a way. Hangs from open air space, lit from either side. So hopefully I'll have some of that ready. Maybe I'll be working on some as well when you stop by for the art. The process of doing the skins, which unfortunately I don't have any here on display today, but like I said, you'll hopefully be able to see some during the art trail Memorial Day weekend. What I do is, one of the things that you're always taught as an art student, as a painter, is don't ever paint acrylic on oils. They don't stick. I had a tendency to not pay attention and not listen when I was in college, so I went ahead and did my own thing, and I did it anyways, and come to find out that it's true, it doesn't stick, but if you paint the acrylics on thick enough, you can actually safely peel the painting away and if you use what I use is a clear acrylic gel, and it actually creates almost like a stained glass effect with the paintings. You can light them from behind and get the lighting. So they don't always work out though. A lot of times I end up tearing them and throwing them out, which is kind of a bummer. But the ones that do come out, I'm very happy with. So. I do have a website. Website is actually Toasted Waffle Studios. So www.toastedwafflestudios.com. These are actually a couple of examples of my work here. The newer photography is actually a series I called Ladybug Migration. Of course, if you know anything about the area, odds are these aren't actual real ladybugs. They're actually the Asian beetles. But Asian beetle migration doesn't sound quite as catchy, doesn't have quite the appeal. I actually went out onto the beach on Lake Erie and got a lot of these shots with the ladybugs all over everything. Got bit quite a bit as well while I was out there. So it's definitely the biting Asian beetles. These two pieces here in the center, it's rising quickly from the ashes on the top and sinking slowly into the abyss on the bottom. They're actually some of my they're newer works, but they're based off of a process that I used to do before I switched gears into the photography, and now switching back into the painting, I wanted to revisit the idea. They're actually texture paintings with color mixed in, layers and layers of acrylic gels that I've added color to create a feeling of depth and color in there. They're actually also very similar in relation to the skins that I was discussing earlier, which once again hopefully you'll be able to see during Memorial Day weekend during the art trail that everybody's going to be participating in. It's the same technique, except I would have painted these on a canvas that was originally primed with an oil-based paint, and that way I would be able to actually peel this thick acrylic textured gel off. And because of the way that I paint the gels and the colors, there would be light. There would be areas where the light would actually come through and create a more three-dimensional feel to it. But those are some of my newer works there. I hope you get a chance to stop down here and see them at the Intermezzo. And if nothing else, please try and make it to the art trail event. Like I said, 25 artists. You can't really go wrong. You can go and see a bunch of different artists and see what they've got going on, including myself, if you want to make the trip down to Westfield. This is another one of my works. This is actually titled "Until the Break of Dusk." It was actually painted just before. It was painted outdoors. I have a tendency where I was living prior to moving to my new home, which I've actually moved just in this past couple of months to a new place. I didn't have an actual indoor studio space to paint, so I was doing most of my works during the summer and fall when weather permitted. So this one was actually painted outdoors, and actually the title "Until the Break of Dusk" is a direct result of the fact that I painted for probably a good 3-4 hours, and it actually got dark before I was finished. So several of the layers on here are actually done with just kind of knowing that what the colors I had set out specifically, and then kind of just going to town on it. Luckily, it kind of came out. It's one of my more favorite pieces. I really enjoyed working on it. Very influenced, obviously, by Jackson Pollock and several other modern artists like that in that style. But it was an interesting process, interesting time, because as it got darker, the whole image and the view of the piece changed entirely, constantly making it more interesting, more difficult to work. But I wanted to finish, and I felt that if I didn't continue and at least get through it and finish, even with the work as it was getting darker, I didn't feel that I would have the same energies going into the next day if I tried to continue on there. So I wanted to get it done. But this one was, like I said, this one was actually done in the fall of 2009, and you can check it out here at the Intermezzo, or I'll probably have it on display again for the art trail Memorial Day weekend this year. And if it's not in my studio, it'll be hanging in my house, and maybe you'll be able to get a chance to check it out there as well.